Good morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. And welcome to Saturday morning. I have a very long message for you today, so I guess I better get started right now. Our teacher for this week is Wayne Dyer, but today's message starts in a completely different place than any of the previous ones. It starts with a game, Minecraft. Mari, good morning. Anthony, good morning. Sunmari, good morning. Happy Saturday to you. Annalie, good morning. And Dylan, I'm hoping good morning. Our conversation starts with Minecraft today. If you've raised young kids during the last decade or so, you'll know all about it. But here's a rundown of Minecraft, if you're unfamiliar. Think of Minecraft as a digital Lego set on steroids. But instead of building houses and castles with bricks, your kid is building them with blocks. And instead of having a Lego manual, they have a world of infinite possibilities. It's like giving your kid a blank canvas and saying, "Go crazy, kid." They can build anything from a humble farm to a towering skyscraper or even an entire underground city filled with secret passages and hidden treasure. You can play this game in creative mode, where there's no pressure, just taking your time to give full expression to your creative genius, or you can play this game in survival mode. And did I mention monsters? Beatrix, good morning. Hello, happy Saturday to you. So yeah, did I mention the monsters? There are these not so friendly creatures called mobs that pop out of nowhere. So your kid has to build not only their dream home, but do it while battling a never-ending onslaught of enemies that sometimes destroy what you have built. So for now, I'll put Minecraft aside and call in Wayne Dyer, but don't worry, we'll get back to Minecraft again soon. Here's the thought from Wayne Dyer. He says, research has shown that a simple act of kindness directed toward another improves the functioning of our immune system and stimulates the production of serotonin in both the recipient of the kindness and the person extending the kindness. Our mind and our whole body responds to this act of kindness that we could be involved in, either giving the kindness, receiving the kindness, and even observing kindness extended has the same kind of physical impact on our bodies. Our brains and bodies are really quite magical. And getting to form a basic understanding of the neurobiological and chemical processes that our bodies go through make it clear just how much influence we have over the experience that every cell in our body is having. The emotional environment within our bodies is a felt experience inside of every cell, which tilts the scales of our body's operating system towards either being in survival mode or creative mode. Our survival nervous system is not a bad thing at all. It's actually an important part of being a healthy human being, but becoming stuck in fight or flight is detrimental to our health. And this inner environment is completely regulated by our own thought processes. Which brings us back to Minecraft, a game in which you can choose to play in either survival mode or creative mode. But in our lives, we don't always realize that we have become stuck in one of those. We can find ourselves playing our game either in survival or in creative mode. The truth is, it's really hard to try and build your world while you're fighting skeletons and creepers all the time. And when you get better at stepping out of survival mode, you'll find that there is so much more creativity that becomes available to you in creative mode. For our own bodies and our own worlds, our thoughts are what determines the state that our body lives in. Wayne Dyer says, you create your thoughts create your intentions, and your intentions create your reality. The last thought by Wayne Dyer says, there is no stress in the world, only people thinking stressful thoughts. Today's meditation journey is like an owner's manual for your body. So come along for the ride and upgrade your understanding of how to be a good operator of this vehicle. What we'll do today is called the science of meditation. And while we do our breathing exercises, I'll talk you through what happens in your body as we close our eyes and start to meditate. If you're ready, you can close your eyes, and here we go. Starting with the first few big breaths. Let's take a deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. A deep inhale and let it go. Deep breath in and out. One more big breath in and let it all flow away. While you continue your full body breathing, rising with every inhale and feeling your body slowly falling with every exhale. We'll have a conversation about some of the things that happen in your body during our meditation journey. While you continue your full body breathing, try and use your mind to visualize this little bit of anatomy. See if you can visualize in your body while you're busy breathing that from the base of your skull, there is a very, very thick nerve. It's not the obvious one when we look at a picture of a nervous system. When we look at a picture of the nervous system, we tend to see a straight line from the base down towards the coccyx. You'll see a straight line, which is your spine and the nerves that run in the spine. And from that straight line downwards from the base of your skull, you tend to see lines almost like the branches of a tree, relatively straight lines extending into the periphery of your body, into your arms and legs. We've all seen that picture. But if you ever look at that picture again carefully, you'll see there's a different nerve from the base of the skull, thicker than any of the other nerves, that doesn't move in that straight line. It meanders from the base of the skull through your torso. It turns left, turns right and turns left again, and it touches all of the major organs of your body. This nerve is called the vagus nerve, the wandering nerve, because it meanders through your whole torso, left and right. Here's what's important to know about this very thick nerve. Right now, that nerve runs through your diaphragm, the major muscle below your lungs that you are engaging every time you take a belly full of air. Every time you engage your diaphragm to breathe into your belly, your diaphragm massages that vagus nerve. See if you can feel that. Or just imagine that you can feel exactly that. How you take a belly full of air, the muscle that does that belly full of air is massaging the thickest nerve in your body. And why that is important is, this is the trigger for your calm nervous system. Massaging your vagus nerve switches on the creative nervous system and switches off the survival nervous system. When you pay attention to your breath, when you make sure you take slow, deliberate, deep breaths, and make sure that your body softens with every exhale, then you are deliberately massaging the nerve that is the trigger for you to step out of survival mode and into creative mode. No more fighting skeletons and creepers, but for the moment giving your brain space to think. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, continuing to help our bodies stretch, adjust, and settle down into as much comfort as possible for the rest of our journey. Let's take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward. Roll out your neck muscles forward and to the left, forward and to the right. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders forward in big, slow circles. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders backwards in big circles, nice and slow. Take a deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. Lean your upper body over to the left. And also lean your upper body over to the right. Stretching into your back muscles. One more big breath in. And as you release, you can stretch or move or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. Having softened our bodies into a state of presence, or at least as much as we are able to do that right now, we can now turn our attention inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of our journey. With every next big breath, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. If you don't have the time to sit for the whole meditation with us, then this is always a good place to stop. But if you are here for the whole journey, we'll take the next few big breaths together. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel into your body. Feel how softness slips in and settles in every part of your body. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow through your body. Feel your shoulders slowly falling. Feel your body slowly softening. And feel how you are slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your whole body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards and to follow this journey. As you breathe in, feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath, but hold it only for as long as it feels easy. followed by a really long, really slow exhale. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, we're getting back on track with the science that happens in your body as we do this. Take your next big breath. Thoughts become things. When we look in the world around us, we can see a very physical manifestation of thoughts. Everything that you see built, every product ever produced, is someone's thought manifested into reality. But the first thing that thoughts become is chemistry in our body. Every thought has a chemical signature in your body. Do you have experience of that? As you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, remind yourself of some of your own experience of feeling in real time how a thought becomes chemistry in your body. Take your next big breath. A very easy exercise as you take your next big breath and dive deep into you is imagining that you're biting into a slice of lemon. The more vividly you can imagine biting into a slice of lemon, the more you feel that experience in your mouth. A very clear indication of how thoughts turn into chemistry in our body. Try it out. See if you can make it happen. As you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, imagine biting into a slice of juicy lemon. Take your next big breath. We have other experiences of this too. Can you recall a moment where a thought or something you heard created instantaneous goosebumps on your skin? These goosebumps can happen in fear. They can also happen in pleasure. Or can you remember a situation or experience where by thought alone, maybe because of something someone said, or a realization you had, suddenly your body became cold and it felt like your heart was gripped with an icy hand? Every thought that we have turns into chemistry. Take your next big breath. When your survival nervous system gets switched on, and as we've already said, it gets switched on by a thought. It is a thought about fear that switches on our survival nervous system. We call that fight or flight. I want you to take a moment to be really practical here. If you're in fight or flight, which parts of your body would you use to fight or run? It's really obvious, isn't it? It's your arms and your legs. That's what you'll use if you need to fight or run. When your thought switches on your survival nervous system, your body goes into the mode to give the tools you need to fight or run as much oxygen, blood flow, and nutrients as they need. So in other words, your body will favor your arms and legs over everything else. Your internal organs will be ignored, and even large parts of your brain become ignored, because what you need to fight and run is arms and legs. Can you see that happen in your mind, that when you switch on your survival nervous system, your arms and legs get all the blood flow and everything else gets put on the back burner? Take your next big breath. You can imagine if, in our evolution, if the danger we faced was someone with a spear or a lion, chances are that that danger ends in one of two ways. Either we die and we get eaten and it's over, or we fight and we survive and it's over. And when it's over, balance gets restored. Our huge stress response actually includes restoring balance after the danger has passed. But that's not the life we live now. In the life we live now, our danger doesn't look like a guy with a spear or a lion. Our danger looks like the mortgage, credit card payments, car payments, house payments, school payments. And this danger never goes away. Can you imagine getting stuck in this fight or flight space, where your body is always favoring your fighting tools, giving them most of the nutrients, and kind of ignoring the very important parts, all of your internal organs, most of your brain, even your immune system goes on the back burner. I want you to bring this image of the nervous system back into your mind. The picture we're most familiar with is from the brain stem, from the base of the skull. We see a straight line downwards with nerves branching in almost straight lines like the branches of a tree sideways. That is the nervous system that feeds your arms and legs. That is the nervous system that gets favored when you're in fight or flight. Now build into this image of your nervous system again, your vagus nerve. The very thick nerve from the base of your skull that meanders through your body, touches all of the major organs as it meanders left and right downwards through your body. That nerve gets down-regulated when you're in survival mode. Your job every day is to switch that nerve back on. Your job becomes to restore balance to this system. And as you switch on that nerve, your calm nervous system comes online. Your creative nervous system. Balance is restored to all of your internal organs. They get nutrition, blood flow, oxygen. Every time you stop for a few big breaths, and we should do that a lot, you're massaging that vagus nerve, and you are restoring balance to your body. Take your next big breath. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, slipping out of the breath-holding space and into the next. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel how softness slips into your body and settles in every cell of your body. One more big breath in and hold. As you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There is no more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back or even lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. I'll read to you one more time today's message from Wayne Dyer. He says, research has shown that a simple act of kindness directed towards another improves the function of the immune system and stimulates the production of serotonin in both the recipient of the kindness and the person extending the kindness. Kindness extended, received, or even observed beneficially impacts the physical health and feelings of everyone involved. Our whole body responds to this act of kindness. Or we could also say these thoughts of kindness, even if you're just the observer of the kindness. Wayne Dyer says, you create your thoughts. Your thoughts create your intentions, and your intentions create your whole reality. And the last thought by Wayne Dyer says, there is no stress in the world, only people thinking stressful thoughts. What today's journey makes clear is that our thoughts determine whether we live in survival mode or creative mode. Our thoughts determine whether we're given the space to build our world in the absence of violence, inner violence at least, or whether we're trying to build our world while we have to fight off skeletons and creepers at the same time. So what to do about these thoughts? These thoughts that switch on survival mode in our body. First, have a practice of establishing calm. Have a daily practice like you're doing right now, showing up for meditation. And perhaps a few more times during the day to stop for some big belly breaths. Trying to make sure we switch on the creative nervous system multiple times during the day. But now, how about the thoughts that create all this turmoil in the first place? The thoughts that bring on the survival nervous system. You have experienced that fighting these thoughts don't help. Fighting these thoughts don't make anything better. And the clue is in the first word, fighting. When we fight our own, let's just call them negative thoughts, our own fearful thoughts, when we get involved in a fight, it's really obvious that we're in our fight or flight nervous system. These thoughts are all based in fear, and when we attack ourselves, we only cause more fear. When you look at it this way, it's so simply obvious. So the second step, beyond first just having a great practice every day to bring calm into your body, the second step is become a lot more friendly to the scared thoughts. If you can create this space within yourself in which you can observe a fearful thought happening, then you can put your arm around the shoulders of this human that has this scary thoughts. And you can say, I see you feel scared. You can imagine doing that for someone else, putting an arm around someone's shoulder and saying, I can see you feel scared. I'll sit with you. Truth is, we can do that for ourselves too. Being kind to ourselves when we feel scared, being kind to ourselves when we feel at our worst, is a huge step towards changing the chemistry our old thoughts would have created. And often if you can just start there, the next steps become clear in and of themselves. For the next time you realize you're having thoughts that switch on your fight or flight nervous system, see if you can take a step outside of yourself. Look at this human who is trying and say, hey, I see you are scared. I'm going to sit with you and we're going to try and do better. We're going to try and think these fearful thoughts less. But give it a moment, and then I'll help you think a more helpful thought. The conversations we have with ourselves when we feel at our worst is what will program a new way of being. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for becoming a better owner of this vehicle. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning to understand the operating manual of this vehicle that I was given. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for having experienced how the biggest change I could make is being kind to myself when I feel at my worst. Take a deep breath in. And thank you for understanding the profound difference it makes when I learn to speak to myself in a new way when I feel at my worst. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. I want to say it again. The conversation that you have with yourself when you feel at your worst is what will reprogram a new way of being. Double down on only beautiful, encouraging, empowering conversations with yourself when you feel at your worst. And with time, you'll understand how you've been doing the programming to live in a different way. Thank you, beautiful humans. Have a great Saturday. And if you feel like a quiet meditation, we'll be here for that tomorrow. Thank you, Beatrix. Colette, good morning. Good to see you. Grania, thank you. Danae, thank you. Mari, thank you. Anthony, thank you. Sunmarie, thank you. Annalie, thank you. I don't think I've said thank you to you. I hope Dylan had a little part of this as well. Have an awesome weekend. See you again soon. Ciao, ciao.